Is this thing on? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the revolution. It has been 2 months since our most recent show, RWF Rebellion. A lot happened there. We crowned a new pure champion in Nick Gaming. We watched Hunter make his grand return, and we saw Chandler as most violent. But that was then. And this is now. There's been a lot that's happened internally these past 2 months, and I think it's finally time to reveal to you all what is next for RWF. I am pleased to announce to you all that negotiations have occurred, deals were signed, and RWF is now under new ownership. That's right, you heard that correctly. RWF is now officially owned by the Exodus Network. But that's not all. Not only is RWF owned by the Exodus Network, so is TWE. So, you may be wondering, what will this mean for the future of RWF and TWE? Do they remain separate? Do they merge into one? The answer to both of those questions is yes and no. RWF and TWE will remain as separate shows from each other under the Exodus network. RWF's weekly product will now be known as RWF Blackout, and TWE's will remain as TWE Underground. Both shows will be run under the same network, and the overall roster will be the same. However, in the upcoming weeks, a draft special will be hosted before the weekly returns of Blackout and Underground. RWF Blackout will be led by the newly hired general manager, Will O'Connor. And TWE Underground will be led by their newly hired general manager, Jay Rain. Will and Jay will be the ones to draft the new rosters of their respective shows, and it will be their duty to keep everything in check when the weekly programming resumes. They'll be competing against each other to provide the best product possible. There is a lot of expectations for both of them, and I am very interested to see how this goes. And a lot of thought had to go into how pay-per-view events will now be handled with the merging of the companies. We have all collectively agreed in the management that pay-per-views will be RWF and TWE exclusive shows, with the exception of some major shows. RWF and TWE will swap pay-per-view hosting duties each month, unless it is a major show month, where it will be a joint pay-per-view between the companies. Here is our current pay-per-view schedule. In September, TWE will get the honors of hosting the first pay-per-view event under the Exodus network, with TWE Revolution. In October, RWF will be hosting the second annual Fight for Life. In November, TWE will be bringing back Cosmic Mayhem. And in December, the Exodus Network will be presenting our first joint show, Retaliation, headlined by the yearly Retaliation Rumble. January will not have a pay-per-view from either show to give both of them enough time to prepare for what can be called our mania. February will be hosting Ultimate Destination. Those familiar with EPW will remember Ultimate Destination was the biggest show we ever did, and we plan to go bigger and better with this one. The most important matches RWF and TWE can and will do will be here. And in the main event, the Retaliation Rumble winner will challenge the world champion of their choosing from either RWF or TWE. Both RWF Blackout and TWE Underground will, on occasion, host special super shows in replacement of their weekly shows to wrap up current feuds and hold big title matches. Please expect to see us typically when it is the hosting month for the other show when it comes to pay-per-views. Now, oh boy, to address the elephant in the room that I have admittedly been attempting to avoid. There was a lot of back and forth discussion on the championship situation. Any scenario you could think of, we at one point considered it. But we eventually figured out what we would do. And this will annoy some. We are aware. However, we believe this is the best course of action for the initial return and for the future of the two shows. RWF and TWE will both be undergoing a clean slate, a reboot, if you want to word it like that. All champions stripped of their titles, all records wiped, all stories both past and present gone, all to give everyone a fair opportunity at this new beginning to truly mark a new era for both RWF and TWE. We understand this will frustrate some, especially those who had new stories set up at the end of both companies' most recent shows. However, as a way to give back to the current champions, should they get drafted to the brand that holds their former championship, they will be automatically in contendership matches for a chance to take the belt back. Now, on the topic of championships, it's time to find out where they will be going. Let's begin with RWF Blackout. The RWF World Championship, previously held by Chandler Sill, will be remaining on the brand. However, there is a slight name change, as it will now be known as the RWF Blackout World Championship. The RWF Intercontinental Championship, previously held by Hoodlum, will be remaining on the brand. The RWF Pure Championship, previously held by Nick Gaming and Dante Dinsmore, has been officially retired in favor of the brand new RWF TV Championship. The RWF Tag Team Championships, previously held by the Proven Prophecies Liam Gaming and Falcon Fabian, will be remaining on Blackout. And, last but not least, RWF's final championship will be one that is making its debut with this return. The RWF Women's Championship. As previously mentioned, should any former title holders get drafted to Blackout, they will be in contention for their championship once again. Now to move on to TWE. There's a lot more changes with the titles in regard to TWE than there was with RWF. The following championships have been retired: Chandler Sill's TWE Blackout Championship, Flex Eddie's TWE Intercontinental Championship, Colt Torn's TWE TV Championship. Now, on to the championships that will be remaining active. The World Championship of TWE will be the TWE Undisputed Championship, previously held by Chance Sill. The main mid-card championship belt will be the TWE United States Championship, previously held by Zayd Zal. The TWE Kingdom Championship, previously held by Ace Young, will be remaining. More details on this title's rules in a few minutes. The TWE Tag Team Championships, previously held by Infinity's Kirby and Chad Dalton, will remain. And last but not least, the TWE Women's Championship, previously held by Skylar, will be remaining. The TWE Kingdom Championship has had some of its rules adjusted. It will continue to have its Option C rule like it did before. However, to be eligible to trade in your title for a shot at the Undisputed Championship, it must fit one of the following criteria and notify management in advance of the cash-in. You must have 3 successful defenses of the title. You must have a good story for the trade-in. You should preferably not already be a main eventer. If any of this criteria is met, you can use the Option C the Kingdom Championship provides as long as management is informed. Before we wrap up the conference, as of right now, there is no official date for the draft or the returns to weekly. These will be revealed on the Exodus Network, RWF, or TWE Twitter accounts in the following weeks. So please follow all that are currently on screen to be notified for when we are ready to return for the new era. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you in a few weeks with the draft. Until then, see you next time.